Hello there, my name is Kelsey from the University of Rhode Island Project Stride. Today we're going to be looking at all 5 food groups, the fruit, vegetable, grain, protein, and the dairy group, and exploring scientific reasonings behind why things happen. Let's begin. The first food group we will look at is the fruit group. And the question is,
why did my banana turn brown?
Go ahead and pause the video right now. Take a moment and make a guess. The science behind the ripening of fruit? It's bananas. How cool this is. So here's the science. When a banana decides it's time to start ripening, it releases ethylene gas. This triggers a series of changes that develop the flavors of the banana. The unripe banana has a very dull, not so sweet taste, and its peel is the color green. As the banana ripens over time, it starts to taste sweet because of the natural sugars in the banana. The banana softens and the peel will turn yellow. Over time, however, if the banana is not eaten, it will become very soft, mushy, and turn a brown color. Unripe green bananas make a large amount of ethylene gas. If you put other fruits near these green bananas, it will ripen them faster too. An overripe brown banana, however, makes very little ethylene gas, so it's not useful in helping other fruits ripen faster. Fun fact, did you know? Bananas grow on trees and are technically classified as berries. More than 100 billion bananas are eaten every year in the world. In the United States, more bananas are consumed each year than any other fruit or vegetable. Apples are a close second. In the United States, an average of 27 pounds of banana are eaten per person every single year. And next up, we have the vegetable group. And the question is,
Why do onions make me cry?
go ahead and pause the video right now. Take a moment and make a guess. Why are you crying? It's only an onion. So here's the science. Onions give off a chemical, which is a clever way to defend itself from animals that eat them in the wild. Once onions are cooked, these chemicals change to give onions their tasty, sweet flavor. This is one vegetable that someone may not like the taste of when it's raw, but love when it's cooked. When you slice an onion, you cut through thousands of tiny cells, mixing many different chemicals together. As they mix, a chemical gas is created that floats into your eyes. When this gas hits your eyes, your eye nerves sense the gas and send a message to your brain saying, "Help, something's in my eyes." Your brain then sends a message to your tear ducts to have them make tears. The tears flush out the onion gas, and there you have it, my friends. You are crying. Fun facts about onions. Did you know? Onions are a very popular vegetable. They're used in many cooking dishes all around the world. During the Middle Ages, onions were actually used as a gift and even as currency or money. People used to pay for services and goods and even paid rent using onions. Some old stories suggest that before New York City was known as the Big Apple, it was known as the Big Onion. Next up, we have grains. And the question is,
what makes popcorn pop?
go ahead and pause the video right now. Take a moment and make a guess. The science behind popcorn. So the simple answer is pressure. Inside every popcorn kernel is a starchy filling and a droplet of water. When the kernel heats up, the water turns to steam and builds up pressure inside the shell. When the shell can no longer take this pressure, the starchy center explodes, making a popping sound. Popcorn is a whole grain, even though it comes from corn, which we know is a vegetable. There are 4 main types of corn: dent corn, flint corn, sweet corn, and popcorn. Popcorn kernels have a hard shell, but are very soft on the inside. They are the only type of corn that pops. If you cooked sweet corn the way you cooked popcorn, it would turn soft and mushy. Fun fact, did you know? In the United States of America, we eat around 17.3 billion quarts of popcorn every single year. Nebraska grows the most popcorn, growing over 25% of what's grown in the U.S. There are two different shapes of popcorn. We have the butterfly and the mushroom. The butterfly shape is best for powdery popcorn flavors, such as white cheddar and buffalo, where the mushroom shape is best for caramel popcorn, like apple caramel. Next time you grab a handful of popcorn, go ahead and check out the shape. The next food group, the protein group. And the question is,
Why do canned beans have such a long shelf life?
go ahead and pause the video right now, take a moment, and make a guess. How can that can last so long on the shelf? So here's the science. On your shelf, beans and other canned foods remain at peak quality for at least 2 years. This is because when the beans are put in the can, they go through a process called canning. Food, in this case the beans, is first heated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit and then placed in airtight, vacuum-sealed containers. Because oxygen cannot enter, this destroys microorganisms and bacteria. As the food cools, the vacuum tightly seals the container shut. This blocks any new bacteria or oxygen from getting in. But once the container is open, oxygen enters and bacteria can grow on your food. Therefore, once the can is opened, the food in the can must be refrigerated in a new, clean container, and it spoils quickly. Fun facts about canned beans. Did you know? In 1810 in England, Peter Durand patented the use of tin-coated cans instead of glass. Today, nearly 200 billion cans of food are produced in the world each year. As for beans, the top 5 beans grown in the United States are pinto beans, navy beans, black beans, red beans, and great northern beans. North Dakota produces 1/3 of all the beans in the United States. Last but not least, the dairy group. And the question is,
Why can I drink shelf-stable milk that's not in the refrigerator?
go ahead and pause the video right now, take a moment, and make a guess. Spoiler alert, not all milk has to be in the refrigerator. So here's the science. Shelf-stable milk boxes go through a process called ultra-high temperature, UHT, pasteurization. This means that milk is heated at about 280 degrees Fahrenheit for only 2 seconds. This kills more bacteria than the usual pasteurization that cold milk we find in the refrigerator section of our grocery store goes through. Because the milk is heated to a very high temperature and then put into special packaging where no air or oxygen can get inside, it can be very safe, stored at room temperature until the expiration date. You can find this milk in the aisles of the grocery store. However, when unopened, this milk can last a long time, much longer than the milk in the refrigerator section of the grocery store. However, you must remember that once the container is opened, it will only keep for about 7 to 10 days in your refrigerator. Fun fact, did you know? Well, pasteurization has helped provide safe, nutrient-rich milk for over 150 years. Some people still question it, and they continue to believe that pasteurization lowers the milk's nutrition. This is not true. For example, when milk is pasteurized, only 3.7 milligrams of vitamin C are lost during the whole process. 3.7 milligrams is a very little amount of vitamin C. To put this into perspective, in just 1 cup of orange juice, you get 124 milligrams of vitamin C. So there you go. We were able to look at all 5 food groups: the fruit, the vegetable, the grain, the protein, and the dairy group, and explore scientific reasonings behind why certain things happen. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Kelsey from Project Stride. See you soon.